There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NERSC Agentic AI Bootcamp. Thank you so much, everyone, for applying and joining this event, and we hope this is a fruitful experience for you all. My name is Manjot Singh, and I will be your moderator for these next couple of days. I am a program manager on the Open Hackathons team, and it is very nice to meet everyone here. Today is going to be a very straightforward session. As soon as I wrap up here, I'm going to pass it on over to Helen, where we'll start the cluster dry run and we'll make sure that everyone is able to access the cluster. Once you're able to complete the couple of steps that Helen outlines, you're good to go and you can drop off for the day. If you're still unable to access the cluster by the time we finish the tutorial, then we ask that you please stick around afterwards and we can help with some troubleshooting. So without further ado, that was the main stuff that I had. So welcome everyone, and I'm looking forward to working with you all through these next couple of days. Helen, passing it on over to you.
Muted. Okay, yeah, thank you, Amandra. I am going to share my screen and tell you about using Perlmutter. And so I'm in a different window here, right? Going to my slideshow
Yep.
here. Okay, and the slideshow. Yeah, so welcome everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about everything about using Perlmutter and Jupyter for the bootcamp. Okay. Right, this is Perlmutter. If you're a NERSC user, you know about this. If you're new of a training account user, we're proud to offer Perlmutter, which has lots of CPUs and GPUs, Milan AMD CPU and NVIDIA Ampere GPU. And as quite a big workhorse NERSC, and it was once at number 5 in November 2021, the top 500, and now it was number 30th in November 2025, a top 500. GPU has two GPU blades, two GPU nodes and 4 CPUs, and CPU has 2 CPUs. At this bootcamp, we are going to use the CPUs. And the GPU resources will be from the cloud. So first step is to apply for a membership. Most of you have done this, so I'll go quickly. You were given this iris.ners.gov and /train link and given this secret code. And if you have an active account or you don't have an account, choose one of them here. And if you are a NERSC user, once you do that step, you usually get this message. You've successfully request to join, although you haven't been put to the NChain 4. You were added to NChain 4 yesterday. On Monday, I think I gave you approval. But if you're not a NERSC user, you were given this page to apply for a training account. And the requirement was that you have to have a matching email with your own organization and agree with the user policy. And then you got on the screen, you'll be given username and password. And hopefully you have done a screenshot. You were given 2 options, either a list of 10 OTPs or a QR code that you can scan and then add it to your some of the mobile apps like Google Authenticator. And if not, let me know and I can work this out with you. If you don't have those information, I mean, let me know in the Slack. So now connecting and using, if you haven't done this yet, you can basically, the 2 ways to, okay, this slide basically tell you we use MFA, which is the OTP one-time password, and you have the 10 backup one-time password for you. If you use that all 10, I can generate more for you as well. Then connecting is with SSH or with Jupyter. So for SSH, if you're familiar with that, it's quite easy. Basically, there's SSH perlmutter.ners.gov, and we have lots of information on the slide for you. The YouTube video, there's also there's a way to also set up SSH proxy that allows your key to be valid for 24 hours. So you don't have to type password OTP for another 24 hours, basically. So check out these links if you haven't done that. But for our bootcamp purpose, we'll be using Jupyter, and it's quite easy, actually. I'll show you. So for the Jupyter accessing is you go to jupyter.nurse.gov in any web browser, and then choose sign in using NERSC Center instead of your other, if you belong to another lab organization, but do choose the NERSC one for training accounts purposes. Or if you're a NERSC user, you can choose other other organization. But if you're a training user, do choose NERSC. And then you put in train and then your password, and then click login, and I'll pop up another window for you to add, put in your one-time password or the code from your Google Authenticator app, etc. So once you're in, you have these options displayed to you. During the boot camp, we'll be using configurable job, which allows us to use compute node reservation. But other time, basically, you can use basically, I would suggest you to use any one of those two. You actually can use all three of these options. Here, logging node has CPU and GPU, and this is a CPU node. And shared GPU, you'll be put on one of the GPU node as well. Choose one of them. A logging node probably is fastest just for today's session because we're not running the and the memory intensive, all these of the labs, etc. For today, it's just to testing your setup. So I would say just using logging node. And for other time, for actually doing the labs outside of the reservation, use exclusive CPU or shared GPU. And during the bootcamp reservation time, using the configurable job option. So here is our reservation time for tomorrow and on Friday. The day 1 and day 2, there's a reservation name you can choose from. And from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's Pacific time zone. I will change the slide, Pacific time zone. And for choosing, when you choose the configurable job during the bootcamp, make sure you put in NTRAN 4 in this account, and then choose CPU. For the QoS, choose Jupyter. Excuse me. And because we're using exclusive node, then choose 256 for the CPU number here. And you can leave all the other numbers unchanged, 1, 1, and 1. But then from the reservation drop-down menu, you will be able to choose Agentic day 1 or day 2. And for time here, the default is 360. Let's just choose 2 hours. And then if you're logged out, you can come in again and choose another 2 hours, an hour, depending on the remaining time of the reservation. All right. So once you're in, I believe most people have used Jupyter anyway, so you would be, launching one of those notebook, and in notebooks, there's lots of cells you can click and run. And here is the kernel that's used. You can see that default kernel, if you log into Jupyter and open up a random notebook, it'll be NERSC Python. So at NERSC, for the bootcamp, the setup is we have configured a kernel just for the bootcamp, has all the packages needed. So Agentic AI Bootcamp. What you need to do is click here, and then this little window will pop up, and from the drop-down, do choose Agentic AI Bootcamp. And also checkbox start this kernel as preference. This will work for if you reopen the same notebook. But if you open another notebook, like you open or 01, it's set up. Next time you open it, you have the right kernel. But if you open at 02 later on, you have to do the step again. All right. Also, I want to share with you that there's within the current Jupyter Notebook, there's conveniently that we have a terminal to use. So to access that terminal, what you need to do is click this plus button on the left side, and then scroll this window all the way down, and you find this terminal here. Click that, and you have a terminal window next to your other labs. And in the terminal, you'll be on to a node, compute node, right? But if you did choose the logging node at the beginning, at this step, you'll see you'll be landing on the logging node. So now you have a terminal. The next step is to copy the materials. And we want you to do your labs in the Scratch. So inside the terminal, type cd$scratch, and you'll be in Scratch directory, and then copy the whole directory in here, Agentic AI Bootcamp, with this last dot, so you can get the whole directory. And then next step is you would, inside notebooks, you would explore the notebooks within this tutorials. I think that as tutorials, do the notebook and start from there, right? I'll do a little demo for these steps. And then you would choose this kernel, like I mentioned earlier. That's I'll do the demo later, but before I say something else, I like to show you how to turn off, like close or exit DrupTop cleanly without doing this last step. You will still be, hanging onto the computer node so the other user won't have access to. So if you're done, you're leaving for this session, go to the file menu and then hub control panel and choose the stop. You will see if you're doing in here, you will see stop here. Just click the stop, wait for it to disappear. Then you have cleanly exited. Okay, I think the next step is just to do a little demo here. And I also want to show you set up some favorite directories and etc. So let me exit the slideshow here and let's go to a Jupyter Notebook. This is Jupyter Notebook. It was like here, and get onto here, click sign in, and I choose this NERSC, my name, password, one-time password. Okay. Let's just choose that. Start. Let's actually open up a terminal right here and scroll all the way down. Open up terminal. And I'm on the login node and in global directory. C.ls ch, right? And do the copy -r, blah, blah. I'm not doing this today again, but it's already, I have it. So actually in the pscratch here. After you copy the whole directory and you've clicked pscratch on the left side, and it's in this Agentic AI Bootcamp directory, and you go to tutorial, and you can click start here. Okay, this is start here. And then let's choose the first Jupyter Notebook here. That's first Jupyter Notebook. I also have chosen this kernel already, but if not, you would be seeing NERSC Python here. But they can't, if I click that and scroll down and then just find Agentic AI Bootcamp, probably on the top because alphabetically it's on the top. Choose that and make sure you click this and select. Right. Now you can just, click this and run them, for example, click that. And think the key part will be presented after this. But also what I want to tell you is this star button here. It's very useful that you can set, once you find your directory, you might be in your home directory, or it might be if in the root, for example, if in the root, you might, so in here, let me show you, where is this thing? Let's do a pwd. So this is your directory, pscratch, sdy, yyunhe, but for username, the first letter of your username, it could be t/training123, or it could be your real username and with your first letter here, right? So you might, see this here as pscratch and find sd. And for me, it's y. Right down here. Okay. For example, so anything you want, at one point you want, maybe actually you want to do this because for us it's Agentic Bootcamp, right? So you would click that. It should be like unshaded, but you click that and then it'll appear on the top. So next time it'll be very easy to access to. P-Scratch. This one is my P-Scratch. I also have my home here. I also have the global location that you would be copied from also here. This is in the training 2026 AI, that's the version that you copy from here to your
Oh,
Scratch. So basically, I'm just telling you, setting up a favorite is kind of useful. I think this is all my presentation and demo, and I'd like to stop to see if we have any questions. Where's my meeting? Manjit, do we have questions?
yeah, there were a bunch of questions
Chat.
that were coming in
Okay,
the
I see the
chat.
chat now. Let me open up the chat and see.
Yep, attendees were asking if it's possible to post the slide deck.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna post slide so that you can, see some of the information and copy the materials, right? Okay, let me put the slide in there, and then
Yeah, if you're able to upload them onto or just send me the link, Helen, and I can post it on the Slack. So then all the attendees can access it that way as well.
Hey, Helen, can you hear me?
Hi, Jane. Yes, we can, but Helen, you're muted right now.
Um, I had a question about getting credentials. So I received an email on Monday that my training account had been added to the event, but I never received a follow-up email with info about like Authy or a password.
oh, did you ask did you apply for a training account?
Yeah,
Or
I think that's how I got the training user account.
okay, your password was displayed to you during your application on the screen.
Oh,
You should have a
okay.
screenshot with that. If not, you would have to actually reapply. Submit it again and make sure you do the screenshot this time. Your password, your login, and your OTP. So basically screenshot your OTP 10 numbers and also the QR code so that you have two ways of logging. Let me put the slides first and then so people can, follow it. Hold on, where am I? The announcement, the cluster support. Yeah. So it's now in the cluster support channel, the PDF of the slides I just presented. Is Sepity online? Do you wanna we go over these first, or you wanna show the API thing key also? Then we can.
Hello.
Answer all the
Okay, I
questions
can
together.
do perfect.
Yeah. So I'll let Sepity show you that one of the under NVIDIA API keys needed for the labs, and then we can answer all your questions. And meanwhile, I'll read the chat messages.
Okay,
I will
let
stop sharing.
me share my
Yeah.
screen.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Sapida. I'm part of the Open Hackathon team, and then I will be there tomorrow as part of the TAs throughout the event, and I will be running the leaderboard for the challenge part as well. So you will be able to see the position of yourself against among everyone else as well. So with that, the part that we want everyone to make sure that you have access to before coming in tomorrow for the tutorial, so we can start right away, is when you go to the tutorials, you will see the first notebook, that's the inference endpoints. And this is the part that we want everyone to, if you have already on the Jupyter notebooks, to start with me and go through the NVIDIA API catalogs. And let me know, maybe like getting a thumbs up if everyone are able to get to this link. How about actually, let me do this. Let me put this in the chat so everyone can log in. Can't find the chat. Mm, okay. So you're gonna put in your email. If you don't have an account, you're gonna register. And I would recommend using, if you don't have already a NERSC account on the NVIDIA NGC, I would recommend using your personal email. So in case that there is an agreement between NERSC and NVIDIA, you won't get blocked from getting an API key. And hitting continue. Then I will go at the top. Doing a setup. Ah, there we go. Actually, yeah, changed. Huh, it's interesting that they have changed the API keys. There we go. So you'll do, okay, let me put this in there then. That's the link that you need.
Stephanie, quick question.
Sure.
Which email do the attendees use to log into the NVIDIA NIM?
So it doesn't matter. So either they can use the NERSC or personal account. It really doesn't matter which account they can use.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So when you're here, so you can click on the Manage API Keys, then generate an API key. I'm not gonna generate one because you get access to my API key on the screen. But if you go through, name it as, for example, the Agentic AI Bootcamp, then you can click Generate Key and it will give you the API key, which you can copy paste and bring back. These steps are inside the first notebook that we have. So this is where you can find the steps for this one. Okay, let me go through one more time. Going to the NVIDIA API catalog, manage API keys, and then generate API key, having a name, expiration 12 months from now, and then you'll do generate key. Are you in this link? Okay. Let me put this link here again.
Richard, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, I think I missed when you said which email we're supposed to use when we're trying to log in onto the NVIDIA NIM. I don't know if it's the one that is linked to the nurse account or another one.
Any works.
Anywhere. Has anyone were able to get the API key? You just need one key. Okay, perfect.
Okay, excuse me, we need to create account first, right?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
So should we create account first?
It seems like the
Yes, if you
user.
don't have an account, yeah, you need to register first.
It seems like the attendees are getting questions for cloud account name.
Cloud account name. Let me go there. Um, okay. So you should get a straight. So you're not getting a straight to the key here.
It says to use our services, your NVIDIA account needs to be associated with an NVIDIA cloud account.
Oh,
So
I think people have the ones for the NERSC. So I see that someone put their name, put the team name over there.
Yep, it seems like the attendees are saying anything works for now, and it'll ask about the organization later.
it
Okay, I
works.
see that
Thank you.
some people are getting accounts. Yeah.
Hi, I was stuck getting my account running. I didn't have an account on NVIDIA. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
could we quickly go over the steps again? Sorry about that.
Yes. No, you're good. So when you go on the first notebook that we have inside the Jupyter Lab, so you'll see NVIDIA API catalogs. So you click on that, then you can do manage API keys from here, or you can do API keys drop down from your account as well. So either way. So if you don't see this tab at the top, then you can click on your username, you'll see API keys, and then you will be able to generate one.
Can I ask a quick question at that step? I
Sure.
get when I'm there in the analog of that for my setup, it says that I do not have permission to create API keys in this organization. Switch orgs or contacted.
Okay, so that's where I said that if you get blocked, use your personal emails. There might be a chance that there is a cloud account attached to your NERSC account that's part of your team. So either you need to get that cloud account, or the easier way is to just register with your Gmail account and then get the API key in that front.
I did register with my Gmail account.
Oh, that's weird
Yeah.
because I'm on the Gmail as well.
Yeah, I'm worried that maybe I did click in organization. I remember there was a previous step that asked for an organization. I did click on Agentic AI Bootcamp. Could that be related? I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah, I went through similar steps. I also have a similar problem, but the top says, please verify your account to get API access.
I see.
Then go to
I
your
see
email.
it now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the ones who have the API key, copy and paste it somewhere that you can see it. Tomorrow, when we start with this first notebook here, so when you run this cell, it will ask you for that API key. So keep it somewhere that you will have access to it. So when we run this notebook, you can just copy and paste it over here.
Mhm.
basically today, if you're able to get onto the Jupyter Notebook and copy over the Nurse Perlmutter materials and open up the first notebook, you're done on the Nurse setting side. And also today, your task is to be able to get an API key. Then you'll be ready for tomorrow. And for your account, for example, you didn't save your password or anything, unfortunately, these are not recoverable, so you will have to redo the account application. And please do it as soon as you can. It does need another vetting. Yeah, if you are good, you feel free to leave for the session today, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you still have any questions, please stay and we will help you until you're done.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I have one question.
Sure.
Okay. For the Jupyter, so when we log in to Jupyter, so what? Okay, let me look at that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So where's the Jupyter? So what we should start to choose the start button for configurable job, right?
What do you mean the start button?
Yes.
For-
So there's a several start button over there.
Oh, yeah, so that's on the slide. I'll show you on the slide. If I do show
Okay.
the slide again.
Yeah. Okay.
So here, for the once you click the configurable job for tomorrow, these are the settings. And
Okay.
then you would click start. Because the reason is we have a reservation, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, this is for tomorrow, so you can't access today. There's no
We go.
reservation for
Okay.
today.
Where you put your slide?
Are you on Slack?
Um.
For the bootcamp Slack,
Oh,
there's a
I'm
channel
sorry.
called
I'm
Cluster
not on
Support.
Slack. I should register Slack, right?
Yeah, you should get on all the notifications, announcements, everything is there. All the slides and materials is there.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Helen, could someone share the web address to the Open Hackathon page that showed how to get to the NVIDIA web page and make an account or an API key?
Here is the Open Hackathons page.
So that one is not on the Open Hackathon team. That's inside the Jupyter Lab, the Jupyter Notebook environment that you will get on the NERSC account.
Repeat, please.
Yeah, for the API key, the
the API
path to
key.
that, yeah. So that's the first notebook that you will have inside the Jupyter environment.
Right, you will be using that, but it's not on those pages.
Sorry, the Jupyter Notebook gives instructions on how to get the API key.
Right.
Yeah,
If
it
you
does. I'll
go,
show you. Yes, it does a little bit here. Oh, it does here.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then I was curious, is it normal to get like an internal server error when you're trying to get a login node?
Internal login node?
Oh, sorry, an internal server error, like code 500 when you're trying to get a login node?
Oh, okay. That could be, do you want to share screen? And sometimes you can, clear your cache. Are you using a training account or an existing Nurse user account?
Training account.
The training account, you're usually there shouldn't be any issues with quota and stuff. So likely it's a transient issue, and also we suggest you try a different browser or also try to clear up your cache in your
Okay.
browser.
Yeah, I'm having the same issue when I try to start. It's 500 internal server error, unhandled error. I've tried it on 2 different browsers and I get the same thing.
That is strange. What is your training account? I think it should be clear.
Train 551.
Oh, you're not in Engine 4, but shouldn't be. It should be. Did you choose a logging node today?
I'm trying to, yeah.
If you're logging node, you should be okay because for the compute node, you don't have hours for that. Let me try it. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll check and add you to. When did you get your training account?
Pretty recently, maybe
Okay,
yesterday or the
probably.
day before.
I think I've added all to Engine 4 for the approved account. Let me see if you approved accounts. Yeah, so you're good. Okay. I'll take a note and I'll ask our Jupyter experts. It was train 551, right?
Yes,
Getting a Arrow 500.
yes. And when I try to do an exclusive CPU node, I think you said that shouldn't work for me.
Yeah, it's because you don't have hours.
Okay,
The hours is 0.
okay.
And what was the other person that you also have a training account with the same arrow? What is your account number?
Mine is 422, and I've also tried in 22. I'm trying in the third browser right now.
Okay, Jane, let me see your account. Profile, I think, yeah, you're active. But you said you don't have a password?
Oh, I made a new account just now, so I have a password for that one.
But you haven't been added to. I need to add you to. Are you an entrant?
Hey, Sepide, there's a quick question in the chat for NG
Let
Study
me
API
actually
key.
prove you first. Let me stop share because I don't want to share this the internal NERSC thing. But then I'll check your account and add you to Entrant 4 if I can.
So I have to.
Yeah, there are a few and train.
Yeah, that's correct. So just put a name on it and
I
then
don't see you
do
in the
I
list.
need to?
So Jane, your account 422 is not actually active yet because you just applied for a new training account. It does need a vetting process, and after you're vetted, you appear in my queue to add you to the Entrant 4. And before that, your account does not work. Those training accounts do not work.
Okay.
You might wait until tomorrow. So another account is train 551. Does not appear in my approved list as well. Let me check if it in 551. I think that's the same issue because you're not part of the actual project yet. It does appear in Entrain as I shared on screen before, but you are not in the actual training project. And these are special for the training projects. You need to be actually active in the training project instead of our like holding project of Entrain itself. So that's why you're not active. I would have to wait for your account to be vetted, approved, then I will add you to the training project. So sometimes take longer depending on people's status. So train 551 is not active actually. That's why you're getting the server 500 error.
Okay, thanks. Do you think that'll be cleared up by tomorrow?
Depends because I think there's the DOE vetting. So some people's account are vetted quickly than others, depending on your citizenship, your organization, all these other things.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I guess just for like context, following through the process and this step one inference endpoint Jupyter notebook, it feels like I haven't done anything to associate my NVIDIA cloud account and API key with any part of this workshop. So as I'm like or I was able to, one of the early steps is to run a simple prompt through an LLM that I think is computing on the NVIDIA cloud. Is that correct? It's just like free tokens from NVIDIA in this context, or did I miss a step?
No, it's these cloud endpoints, they have free accounts as well. So you will be using these cloud endpoints as part of the free applications that we have. But I think there is like a limitation on the tokens that we are going to use, but we're not going to hit those limits throughout the bootcamp tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. I just created an account, NVIDIA account, different from my NERSC email account. And then I think we need to choose what model to use to create the API, right? Or I'm trying to get an API key based on the instruction.
Mm-hmm.
But it says the model of choice. Is there any recommendation or any model?
No, so don't choose any model. Just get the API key. Then we will show you which models to use tomorrow. For now, don't choose any model.
But in that case, I see the API key is no API key permissions.
No.
Oh, I need to verify my account.
Yeah. So you need to verify your account, but don't choose any of the models that you see on the screen. We'll show you how to work through that tomorrow.
Okay.
For now, just generate one API key, copy and paste it somewhere that you can use it tomorrow.
Okay. So let me try to verify it. Thanks.
No problem.
I'm sorry, can I ask the same question? Still stuck with the same position. Again, the instruction says click on your model of choice, and then under input, select the Python tab and click get API key, and then click generate key. But I cannot find this. I did click one model randomly, but I don't find anything anywhere to click to get this input
Okay, so
stuff.
let me show it again. So when you get here, and this is a complicated way of doing it. So just click on the NVIDIA API catalog.
Okay.
Then when you're here, don't click on any of the models. Go, if you have this on top of your page, which is the Manage API key, click on the Manage API key. If you don't see this, then click on your account and click on the API keys here.
Okay.
Then generate an API key. So don't go through model selection.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then since it says I do not have permissions,
Then you
I
need to
have
verify
to
your account.
verify.
Yeah. So yeah.
Which I did once. So I put
Maybe do a refresh, sign out, sign in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
One question I have, the API key will be used for Jupyter tomorrow, right?
Yes, we will use these inside the Jupyter Lab tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
In the notebook, except for the NVIDIA API key, there's another NGC API key. Do I need to get that also?
That's the same. So the NGC API key is the same as this one that you're getting from this process.
Oh, I see. Just use the same API key for both.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I had a quick question if you have time. I
Yeah.
just went through the notebook a little bit ahead just to see if things would work further.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I got an error with the Podman HPC. Uh, gave me some password, username, password doesn't work. I wonder.
That's why you gotta wait until tomorrow. We're
Okay,
not gonna
okay. I just
use
was checking to see if trying to test if things were
Yeah,
broken
so
or
there
not.
are two
So,
ways of
okay.
using these labs. One is the cloud endpoints, and the other one is the local endpoints. We're not gonna do local endpoints tomorrow,
Okay.
so we're gonna
Okay, got
use
it.
the cloud endpoints. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for the noise.
No, you're good, you're good.
Anyone have questions on the cluster setup using Jupyter side also? Oh, yes. So let me show you again how to open up. Basically, you would let me show there's a question in the chat about how to open up. Let me share the screen in here. So once you copy it over, in here you have, your Scratch thing, and I made it favorite, right? So I made it favorite, and so it's up here, and then you go to pscratch, and then go to this Agentic AI Bootcamp that you copy the material over, go to tutorial, and start here. When you start here, you click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 5 labs. The last one is challenge, but you go to the first one, and now you opened, sorry, the first one. Let me do this again. I start here, right? And you click 1. Now you opened the first lab. And you can click some of these things to run it. This is my local one, so let me show you this one. Yeah, so you can, you can click each cell and you can just run it. What happened? Oh yeah, so this one, when you run it, you need to put in the key and then you can run it. For example, I can do this. What happened? Sorry. Basically, you open it up and you'll be able to run these cells. Echo test. Oh, it's even not let me run any of those things. I think I have something running or whatever. What happened here? Oh, I think it was waiting for something here. But anyway, this is how you open up the notebook from the left side. I think I kind of answered this question, right? Is this answered? What else we have here? Okay. Manjit and Sapti, can we put a note in somewhere in the announcement or probably in the announcement for people who didn't come today to go over the slides to try it and also to make sure they also follow or maybe open up the first lab and follow the instruction on the top to actually create a key.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll take too much time tomorrow.
Of course, yeah. I'll have that announcement posted when we wrap up today.
Yeah, you probably have that in mind already anyway. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Helen, is there any other questions, or from the attendees, is there any other questions or complications that anyone is having?
Did not see new question in chat
Same
on
here.
the cluster side.
Attendees, please feel free to unmute if you're still having any complications.
Right.
Okay, well, not hearing anything, thank you so much for jumping on. If for some reason when you're going through these steps again and something breaks, something doesn't work, please post your question in the cluster support channel. If you have issues with the API key, please post it there as well, and we'll try our best to get you the support you need and hopefully get everything resolved. Thank you so much to the attendees. Thank you, Helen and Sepide, for the presentations, and we look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow during day one. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.